Beneath a quiet hill in China lies a tomb sealed for over 2,000 years. It belongs to the man who built an empire, reshaped a nation, and sought to rule forever, even in death. Guarded by thousands of life-sized warriors, this is the final resting place of Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor. Ancient writings speak of palaces underground, rivers of liquid mercury, and hidden traps designed to kill intruders. For decades, archaeologists have studied it from the outside, but no one has dared to open it. Why? Because even with all our technology, entering it could be a disaster, both for science and for anyone who tries. Before we explore the tomb, we need to understand the man who lies inside. Qin Shi Huang was born in 259 BC as Ying Zheng, the son of the king of the Qin state during China's Warring States period. By the age of 13, he had inherited the throne. By the age of 38, he had conquered the rival kingdoms and declared himself Shi Huangdi, the first emperor. It was an unprecedented feat. For the first time, China was unified under a single ruler. He reorganized the empire, standardizing currency, weights and measures, the written script, and even the width of cart axles so that all roads could be used interchangeably. His reign was ambitious, but it was also ruthless. Historical accounts describe book burnings, the execution of scholars who opposed him, and massive state projects built on the backs of forced labor. Perhaps the most famous of these projects, besides his tomb, was the early construction of the Great Wall. Yet throughout his rule, one obsession overshadowed all others: the desire for immortality. Qin Shi Huang began work on his mausoleum almost as soon as he took the throne. Construction lasted 38 years and employed an estimated 700,000 workers, a workforce larger than the population of some cities at the time. The chosen site was at the foot of Mount Li in present-day Shanxi province, an area rich in underground springs and minerals. The mausoleum wasn't just a grave. It was designed as an entire underground empire, a microcosm of the world he ruled. According to ancient records, the complex included palaces, towers, armories, stables, and vast ceremonial halls, all recreated in miniature beneath the earth. At its center, the burial chamber of Qin Shi Huang himself was built to replicate the layout of his capital city, Xi'an, complete with walls and gates. Above ground, the tomb mound stood far taller in antiquity, likely covered with lush vegetation so it would resemble a natural hill, concealing the vast structure below. For over 2 millennia, the tomb lay undisturbed until 1974, when local farmers digging a well struck something unusual. It was the life-sized head of a clay soldier staring back at them from the earth. This accidental discovery led to one of the greatest archaeological finds of the 20th century, the Terracotta Army. Excavations revealed more than 8,000 clay warriors, along with horses, wooden chariots, and bronze weapons. Each soldier is unique, with individual facial features, hairstyles, armor patterns, and even different expressions, as if modeled on real people. They are arranged in precise military formation, divided into ranks and units. Archers kneel, cavalry stand with their horses, and generals command from the front. The craftsmanship is staggering. Even the tread on their shoes and the braids in their hair are rendered in detail. Originally, these figures were painted in vibrant colors, reds, blues, purples, and greens, but most of the pigment flaked away within hours of excavation due to exposure to air. This discovery gave the world its first glimpse into the scale and artistry of Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum. And yet, the most important part, the emperor's own chamber, remains untouched. Our most detailed description of the tomb comes from the historian Sima Qian, writing in the 1st century BC, about 100 years after Qin Shi Huang's death. He described an underground palace lined with precious metals and jewels, with a ceiling painted to represent the cosmos, the sun, moon, and stars shining above the emperor for eternity. On the floor, a map of the empire was created, with rivers and seas made from liquid mercury, flowing through channels to represent China's waterways. Sima Qian also wrote that the tomb was protected by traps, mechanical crossbows set to fire automatically at intruders, and concealed weapons hidden in the walls. Whether all of this is true, we can't say, but modern science has confirmed at least one part of his account. For years, the rivers of mercury were thought to be a myth, but soil testing around the tomb mound has revealed mercury levels far higher than normal, suggesting that the toxic metal really does exist in large quantities inside. Mercury was believed in ancient China to have life-prolonging properties, which is grimly ironic given its toxicity. In fact, some historians think the emperor may have died from ingesting mercury pills prescribed by his court alchemists. If the burial chamber does contain vast amounts of liquid mercury, disturbing it could release dangerous vapors, potentially harming archaeologists and contaminating the surrounding environment. This is one of the strongest practical reasons the tomb has not been opened. Even without the mercury risk, there's another reason the chamber stays sealed: preservation. When the first terracotta warriors were unearthed, their bright paint vanished in hours after contact with air and sunlight. Conservation science has advanced since the 1970s, but the challenge of preserving fragile sealed artifacts remains immense. If the burial chamber contains textiles, wooden structures, paintings, or documents, opening it without proper preparation could destroy them instantly. The Chinese government and archaeological authorities have stated that they will not attempt excavation until they are confident the contents can be preserved exactly as found. The secrecy has only fueled speculation about what lies inside. Some believe the chamber holds priceless treasures, gold, jade, and artifacts that could rewrite Chinese history. Others suggest there may be scrolls or records detailing the true history of Qin Shi Huang's reign, or even knowledge from civilizations predating the Qin. More fringe theories speculate that the tomb may contain evidence of ancient technologies, or that the emperor's obsession with immortality led to experiments in preservation that could mean his body is unnervingly intact. Without direct exploration, these theories remain in the realm of imagination, but their persistence keeps public fascination alive. The Chinese government has made its position clear: the main chamber will not be opened in the short term. This decision is partly practical and partly cultural. On the practical side, technology for safe, non-destructive excavation is not yet available. On the cultural side, traditional Chinese belief holds that disturbing a tomb, especially that of a revered historical figure, can bring misfortune. Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum is more than an archaeological site. It's a symbol of China's unity, its history, and its enduring cultural heritage. Whether seen as a tyrant or a visionary, Qin Shi Huang left behind a legacy unlike any other. His tomb is the ultimate expression of his ambition, an eternal empire built to last beyond death. It's a place where history, myth, and mystery intertwine. And perhaps the greatest mystery of all is whether we should ever open it at all. Some argue that doing so would answer questions about ancient China once and for all. Others believe its secrets should remain undisturbed, a time capsule for the distant future. For now, the emperor still lies in darkness, guarded by his silent army, waiting for a day that may never come. Beneath the green slopes of Mount Li, the first emperor of China sleeps on. We can measure the mound, test the soil, and map the complex. But the truth remains sealed away. Maybe one day, technology will grant us the ability to see inside without harm. Until then, the tomb of Qin Shi Huang remains one of the last great archaeological frontiers, a silent reminder that some chapters of history are still closed. If you enjoyed diving into this mystery, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating stories. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.